everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Student Fire Podcast, live from the Speak Fire studio. My name is Bobby Berg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I'm here to help you live your best life today. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Student Fire, live from the Speak Fire studio. I'm your host, Bobby Berg. I'm a motivational speaker for schools, and I cannot wait to rock this episode with you. Let's jump right into this. Who's ever had that where you've got a project that you're working on, and you take your time? You take a little bit more time. And you take a little bit more time, and all of a sudden, before you notice, you're super behind. Better yet, your project is now due tomorrow, and you have to scramble, and you have to stress, and you have to because why? You've put it off. You knew this should have been done, and what did you do? You waited. Why do we procrastinate? Why do we put things off? As a lot of you know, I've been going through grad school, and it didn't matter if it was high school or my undergraduate degree. I always put my homework off. I always put my projects off. But something changed this term. Something changed inside of me. My professor looked at me and he said, "Bobby, I don't know if you know this, but you're a teacher." And I said, "Okay, that's why I got my degree in music education, so I could teach." He goes, No. You're a teacher. You're the kind of learner that to understand the information, you have to test yourself mentally, constantly, to really, really be able to pull the information. I said, "Okay." He goes, "How do you study?" I said, "Well, I usually pull my book out, and I do what a lot of students do. I look at my notes, I read them once, I read them twice, I read through the chapter, I read my notes again, and then, yeah, that's about it." He goes, "Okay, and how well has that gone for you?" I said, "Do you want just now, or do you want my whole academic career? Because either way, the answer is the same. It hasn't gone very well, right? Like, it hasn't been good." He goes, "Yeah, I know. You're a teacher. You're one of those people that needs to teach the information to an imaginary classroom, or you need to teach yourself the information over and over again. So that way, come the test, you can just pull from it because your brain's going, oh, this is a game. I already know how to do this." And that was so revolutionary for me because I didn't understand what that meant. I didn't know that that's how I learned. It took one person having a 5-minute conversation with me for me to actually understand, oh, this is how your brain processes everything. Awesome. Do you know how you learn? Do you know what it takes for you to actually understand the information that you take in? I want you to do something this week. This is going to be a super, super short episode. I want you to go home and I want you to take an inventory of every single time that you've had to study. And I want you to write down what you do. And I don't care if it's something as simple as I read through my book, or if it's something as complex as I have a 15-step process that I go through. For some people, you might even have to get as honest as saying, I don't study because I don't know how. There's no shame in that. But I want you to go home this week and I want you to write down what it is that you do to get yourself ready. I want you to take an honest assessment and say, ask yourself, how has this really gone for me? Has this been a good thing? Has this really just not been helpful? What is the real answer for you? And then I want you to do something that every student needs to do at least once. I want you to go Google, "How do I learn?" and press enter. And I don't want you to grab the first link. I want you to take the first 5 hyperlinks that are there. I want you to actually read through all of them. I'm not going to tell you what's on the pages because I want you to actually find this. This is going to be your level of learning. This is going to be your discovery this week. You know, I hear students still saying this all the time. I was in a school the other day and I was like, "So, what's going on?" We were just kind of doing some small talk. One of the kids goes, "Man, I can't wait. In 2019, I'm gonna..." And I looked at him and I was like, "Bro, what are you talking about? In 2019, home slice, 76% of 2019 is over. What do you mean in 2019 you're gonna?" I want you to start now. I don't want you to be at the end of 2020 and be going, "Man, in 2020 I'm gonna..." Nothing. You're not gonna, because it's over. I want you to take the time now to start getting that self-realization. I want you to start learning how you learn. Don't be like that kid that said, I'm gonna at the end of the year. How do you learn? Seriously, y'all, this will take you no more than a half hour at most. And I say a half hour because it's going to take you 2 minutes to actually click on the links. But you're going to want to read these. You're going to want to learn what you're doing. You're going to want to learn how you learn. You're going to want to get yourself out of this constant cycle that you've been in for so long. Because that's what it is, y'all. So many of you have been stuck in this cycle where you don't know how to learn. You don't know how to get yourself out of this self-depreciating feeling of, I should know this, but I don't. It sucks. It sucks being that kid that's in class that you just have to fake your way through because you don't know how you learn. You don't know how you remember information, and no one's taken the time to teach you. Well, let's change the narrative today. Make today, Monday, October 7th, the day that you change your life. Make today the day that you go, listen, I'm not embarrassed anymore to say that I don't know how I will learn. I'm not embarrassed by the fact that I don't really understand this because no one has taken the time with me to show me how to do this. Today's the day that I'm going to take my life in my hands and I'm going to learn. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change this now and ain't nobody stopping me. You can do this, y'all. It's weird, I get it. It's different. It's a different step in a direction that you've probably never had to take. You're going to teach yourself. You're going to take your life into your own hands, and you're going to forge your future today. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I hope you have a fantastic time going through these little steps. It's a Google search, y'all. You got this. I know you can do this. And, something I want to talk about real quick. If y'all are going through these steps and you're a little confused and you don't really know what to figure out, hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on TikTok. I would love to talk you through this. I would love to work through this with you. I'm here for you, y'all. And most importantly, I got to give a shout out to my Apple users. Hey, all of you that follow me on Apple Podcasts or those of you that are following me on Spotify, do me a huge favor. Please leave a review. I would love, be it good or bad, I don't care. I want to hear feedback from you. I want to grow this channel. I want to grow Student Fire into a powerhouse so we can help every student that needs help with anything academic. All right? Leave a review. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. All right? I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a powerful week. And I hope you have an enlightening time learning how you learn. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace! We are Speak Fire. Who are we? We are a collective of inspirational, motivational, life-guiding speakers here to help you make your best life available and real today. For everyone that's looking for anything and everything leadership, you have to check out my guy, Michael Gingras, over at Leadership Fire. For my youth that are coming up, for those of you that have questions that need answers, go hit up Sean B. He's the host of Young Fire, killing the game every single Monday. For those of you that have questions that go a little deeper, for those of you that need that internal fire inside of you, not just sparked, but you need those flames fanned, go check out Aisha Thomas with Internal Fire. For my fathers, y'all, you are the real MVP. Go check out my guy Jody Cedric, the host of Father's Fire. For my champions, for my people that need to be the champion of not only their day, but their entire life, man, you'll gotta check out my man Neil Legend over at Champion Fire. For my students, doesn't matter if we're talking elementary, middle school, high school, college, my graduate students, all of you, for everything student empowerment, student leadership, and student productivity, tune in to Student Fire with me, your host, Bobby Berg. We are Speak Fire, live every Monday morning, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You gonna wake up with us? Let's get it. Whew, that was another awesome episode of the Student Fire podcast. Thank y'all for sticking around for this long, but I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? See, when I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions, like how do I record an episode? How do I get my show to apps? Like, do I have to do it individually, or can I just have one place that does everything for me? And most importantly, how do I make money from my podcast? Is that even an option? Well, honestly, y'all, your answer is Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors that want to advertise on your podcast. Yes, you. That means you can get paid to make the podcast. You can get paid to podcast the right way. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. If you want to get down on this, if you want to make your podcast a reality and you want your success and your word to be a thing, man, you already know. Hop over to Anchor and give it a start. You won't regret it. Catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
I am excited to bring you my new book, Trendsetter, 7 Steps to Radically Stand Out to Be the Best You. This book details my journey of coming to the United States and being excited to embrace the American culture. But unfortunately, my culture was not accepted, and I found myself being bullied as a young girl. And in this process, I decided that I wanted to disconnect from my culture to be more accepted into American culture. And through that process, I got so depressed from trying to fit in that I attempted suicide my freshman year in high school. So this book talks about the journey of what I did to become radically transformed, to be the strong woman I am today. This book is something that's really going to enable the reader to understand and embrace who they are, embrace what makes them special, and become radically transformed. Get your copy today at becomingatrendsetter.com. Again, that is becomingatrendsetter.com, or check it out at my website at aishathomas.org.